Welcome to Dog Hugs, your podcast celebration sponsored by Doggijuana. Dog toys and treats crafted with naturally calming Juana nip. Loving pets. That's what we do. 5 strands of affordable testing, your roadmap to better health. Equus USA human grade natural shampoos, conditioners, flea and tick sprays with your hosts Larry and G-Dog. That's Geraldine Chata and me, Larry K. Today's guest is Neuroscientist Dr. Leslie K, who will help us understand the amazing nose. Plus, it's Beagle-Mania, and we'll have Christmas fun for our last show of the year. Big giveaway today, so stay and play. Hello and welcome to Dog Hugs. I'm Larry K. and this is Spider, the trick dog. We're helping out Santa right now, live from the Laundry Lounge in Los Angeles. Our co-host Geraldine Chata is also helping out Santa right now. And I think that Santa is about to give Geraldine a couple of minutes time off so she can join us here. Come on, buddy. Yeah, well, we have a great show for you. And yes, Geraldine will be with us shortly. We're going to be talking about the nose today, and I'm really excited to share with you our special guest, Neuroscientist Dr. Leslie K, who has the same last name as I do. And guess what? She is my sister. That's right, Spider. I know, and you're going to get to see her for real in like about a week. So, and look at that. Oh my gosh, here she comes directly from the North Pole. Santa's favorite helper, Geraldine Chata.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Gosh, crazy times here in Kansas City, Missouri. I can tell you that for sure.
Yes. So, that's right. And dogs are running wild.
So I have people mowing outside. I have construction going on in front of my house, not related to me, that has slowed down a lot of things. And my dogs are very hyper vigilant because the puppies are here. And when you have puppies at your house, dogs are going to be protective. That's part of the process. So I expect them to bark. I honor them for barking and letting me know that there's a bunch of people outside mowing the yards.
Beautiful stuff. Yes. So we have a great giveaway today from Geraldine's company, from Doggijuana. Dog toys and treats crafted with naturally calming Juana nip. So
yes. So
the giveaway, folks. Say, I want to be in the giveaway. If Charlie or other team member says, do you want to be in the giveaway? Say yes. Oh, good whistle there.
You didn't hear me, right?
No, it was on mute, but I know your whistle. It's pretty dang loud.
Yes, that is the way I call my pets when they want to bark too crazily. I have a way to whistle. It is a very loud whistle. So yes.
That's right. So Karen Smith is here, including Kim for Beagle-Mania. And Kimberly is also a hello here. And yes, we welcome you all to Dog Hugs. And
absolutely
really excited to have the show. Let's talk about the dog's nose. You know, yes, the dog's nose is 10,000 times more powerful than our nose.
And more.
And more, you know, at a minimum. I mean, those smell hounds.
Like a bloodhound, an example. One of my favorite examples is a bloodhound. Not only are they, I think, 200,000 times more sensitive, and that's why they're perfect candidates to be a tracking hound, or a hound that would go search for a missing person or something of the like, because they not only have that amazing scent ability for tracking through scent, but they have really long ears that help trap the scent molecules into a smaller space for them to be able to smell.
Really clever.
And then dogs have that special nose. we'll talk
Yes,
about as
and
well.
we're going to be celebrating Beagles as well today, right, Kimberly Smith? Because Beagles are also scent hounds.
They are.
So to help us understand the grasp of what is 10,000, most of us have vocabularies of 10,000 words, even 20,000 words, even 30,000 words is not uncommon. But a dog's vocabulary, if they have a great vocabulary, at least in our language, is only 100 words. So that helps us to begin to understand how powerful the dog's nose is. 10,000 times or 100,000 times more powerful. So the way that smell works is it comes in through our nose, and then it goes to two different places, into our lungs, our respiratory system, and into our brain, our olfactory system. So the dog's nose is engineered brilliantly. And check this out. Geraldine, why don't you share with us, what are those slits on the dog's nose called?
So they're turbinates, which means that they have a way of having the air circulate as opposed to going in and out. The air actually has a pattern it follows that circulates. And that helps the dog grasp as many of the scent molecules as possible to be able to track the scent of a missing human being or an escaped prisoner, or maybe even just your lost keys because you have one of those key fobs that has a scent molecule in it. Like literally can help you find.
There's such a thing?
Yes. So we'll go into that later. So this is a way that the dog can circulate the air. They are simultaneously breathing out and breathing in at the same time. It's the craziest, coolest technology I think on the planet. For me, I think rocket ships are great, but a dog's nose is way cooler.
I'm with you on that. Good job there, dog. So not only that, but dogs have an organ that we don't really have at all.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The vomeral nasal organ. And let's see, I think I might have spelled it here for us to put it up on screen. Okay.
You did.
Let's see if I've got it. Vomeral nasal. Yes, there will be a test at the end of the show.
Yes. There is a quiz. Yeah. So take some notes. But most importantly, understanding this is important, Larry.
So the vomeral nasal organ is located directly in front of, it's like right at the olfactory organ. And I'll show you a picture of how it works with a snake. You know,
it would be behind our eyes, I think, essentially.
Yeah, the snake has this forked tongue, and it's always licking the air and putting in it, flicking. It's depositing scents into, you'll notice here it's labeled Jacobson's organ. It's another name for the vomeral nasal organ. And then that's connected up to the brain. So dogs have that as well. And we don't really have that. I mean, we've got some what they call vestigial thing, but there's basically just an empty pit there.
Right.
So
through evolution, we overrode that organ over time so much so it wasn't utilized anymore. And so they still have that. I'll call it primitive for lack of a better word, evolutionary. They still have that because they can't speak. They can't say, hey, I don't feel good, or hey, that smells weird. That is their way of communicating to them with their environment.
You were sharing with me, Geraldine, the other day that puppies, since they don't have their eyes open or their ears open when they're born, they have to rely on their other senses, smell, touch, and taste.
But I don't believe that puppies have a total sense of their taste buds being developed yet. It just makes sense scientifically that if other organs are not quite congealed yet, that their sense of taste wouldn't be. But the only way they can find their mother and find their source of food is through smell, hormones, and pheromones. So when those puppies wake up from their nap, they are searching for mama. They are searching for that hormonal, that smell that leads them to nourishment. So you are absolutely right.
I'm really glad that you brought up hormones, because we think of hormones in two big baskets, love and fear. And we have those two types of hormones, we do, and dogs have them really pronounced. Geraldine, tell us about those two hormones.
Well, so first of all, the love hormone would be any kind of a oxytocin release. Could be from a hug. It could be from, there's so many things that bring on that oxytocin love feeling. But the hug is one of the best examples. And then there's the fear aspect. If you go to the other side of the spectrum, because there's always a polar opposite, there's the cortisol injection of fear, the fight or flight, all of the things that go along with survival. And dogs can smell those. So when you walk into your house after you've had a really tough day at work and you're super stressed out, dogs will want to protect you because they smell the person that feeds them being fearful. If you walk in the door full of love and the dogs go, oh, she's full or he's full of love, or you're full of love, we love this. So it's a totally different atmosphere that you create for your pets based off of how you walk into your home, into your door. And I have this little thing I train all my clients on always, and that is check yourself at the door. Leave all the stuff outside that doesn't belong in your sacred space. And when you walk into your front door, that's the place where you get to thrive for a while and put everything else outside. Leave the stress outside, leave all the crazy outside, and just bring in that love hormone into your sacred space so that you can all enjoy together that time that you have. You just never know how long it is, so it's really important to have that space, right?
Yeah, beautifully said, Geraldine. All right, here we're going to show you some short films right now, including our Beagle-Mania time. Yes, Kimberly says, woohoo, or should I say, aroo? Yes, we have that distinctive bay. Yes.
Definitely. Thank you, Kimberly.
All right. So
and I'm going to go grab a puppy. I'll be right back.
Oh, fantastic. We'll catch you all on the other side of these short films, plus some words from our wonderful sponsors. Dog Hugs will be right back.
Doggijuana, from the makers of Meowwana. Revolutionary new dog toys and treats crafted with naturally calming Wana nip. Check us out on TikTok.
Loving Pets Foundation's treats are an ideal reward when working to establish a schedule or when teaching new skills. They're small, soft, bite-sized treats. And all packages come with a free carabiner, which allows you to attach the package to your belt loop, or leash for easy access. At Loving Pets, we make solutions for better pets easier. Loving Pets, it's what we do.
During medieval times, the term beagle described a small foxhound-type dog. Later in history, beagle nicknames included glove beagle, pocket beagle, and the term beagling or hunting rabbits. Today's beagles are unmistakable. Their super sense of smell and tracking instincts led beagles from the hunting field to become today's detection dog. Beagles are award-winning, intelligent, and are known by their singing hound howl.
Here's Here's your bill. Please pay out front.
A visit to your vet shouldn't cost you an arm or a leg. With the testing kit from 5 Strands, keeping your best friends healthy has never been so affordable. 5 Strands Affordable Testing. We'll help you build a roadmap to better health. Go to 5strands.com today.
The world's most famous beagle is Snoopy. Born in the Peanuts comics in 1950, Snoopy is kind to others. He can also be lazy. Snoopy has a great imagination. Snoopy has appeared on postage stamps around the world, in parades, at theme parks. Snoopy even has a museum. All over the world, Snoopy is the Baron of Beagles.
Your pet suffer from red, itchy skin or flea bites and nothing you've tried seems to help? Equus Microtech Shampoo and Spray are the finest and most cost-effective option available. Microtech Shampoo and Spray soothe on contact. Why go to the vet? Help your dog or cat with just one application at a fraction of the cost. Microtech stops scratching, biting, and licking instantly. Microtech smells great, and it's safe for use on puppies or kittens. Available online at eqyss.com. Microtech Shampoo and Spray. It's guaranteed.
And now more dog hugs. Oh, who you got there?
So we're going to name him either Victory, Checker, like checkered flag, or Phoenix, because it looks like he has a little phoenix on his forehead. Hold on. I'll try to tip him down so you can see, but give me a minute because I don't want to force him.
I'm seeing a V there.
Yeah, it's like a V.
V for victory, right?
See that? Oh, look, it looks like a phoenix.
Beautiful. It does. Really does.
He's so lovely. Oh, he's one of my favorites. And I think he's half brown, half black, which I think is even more rare than a brown border collie because he's not all brown. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but he's just lovely, and I'm so grateful for him. So how are we doing on the chat? Because I don't want anyone to miss out on our giveaway today.
Absolutely.
Our giveaway is amazing. And our Doggijuana dog treats are incredible. And they're not exactly easy to find.
Hey, I want to be in the giveaway. We really want you in the giveaway.
Definitely. We want you in the giveaway.
Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly says, oh my gosh, I love this. And I'm going to assume that we were talking about Beagles and especially celebrating Darlin. Kimberly, we wanted to give you a special gift. You know, you've been such a great fan, and I believe you've won the giveaway more times than anybody else.
Absolutely.
Darlin and you and I got to spend a little bit of time over the weekend on Zoom doing a training session. Because you've won so many giveaways, we ran out of prizes to give to you. So there you go. So
thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, Kimberly. So we did Beagle-Mania for you and everybody else. Hope you all enjoyed.
And Darlin.
So and Darlin, right? So Brenda Patricia says, "I loved your Christmas hat." Yes.
Christmas is coming. We're excited.
Came here.
Thank you, Brenda.
Amazing December. Christmas is coming. Thank you, Brenda. Yes. Kimberly says, "Love you guys." Mwah.
We love you.
Hey. We really want to celebrate all of you. So get in on this giveaway, folks, okay? Just say yes. It's not hard. And it's really cool. You'll win a great prize, we hope. All right. Yes. So next, let's dive in deep up the nose here. And with my sister, who I get to brag for a moment, who is also an internationally renowned neuroscientist, who is one of the world's foremost experts on how the olfactory system works. So, but she won't brag about herself, so I get to do it. So anyhow, folks, you're gonna get a kick out of learning about the nose with my sister, Neuroscientist Dr. Leslie Kay.
Leslie, welcome to Dog Hugs. Thank you for being here. I would love for you to help me and our audience understand something about the human nose that we may not know. I always thought that a dog's nose was way more effective than a human's nose.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, both of you. in many ways, dogs' noses are better than ours, but it's a myth that we don't smell very well. What dogs can do is they're much more sensitive to odors because they have many more olfactory receptors, which are up inside the nose. We have just a tiny patch. It's about 10 square centimeters, where dogs have about close to 200 square centimeters of sensory epithelium. So they're much more sensitive to odors. We have on the order of about the same number of types of olfactory receptors between dogs and humans. They have a couple hundred more than we do. We have about 400. They have about 600. And so we're sort of on equal footing there. But while we don't have very sensitive noses compared to dogs, what we do have is a lot of other brain that is involved in, thinking about odors and perceiving them and things. Dogs have this too. And in fact, our olfactory systems are nearly identical inside, once you get inside the brain. But we also have language where we can assign labels to odors. And so some people have estimated, and I think it's probably an overestimation, but there's been one estimation that humans are capable of identifying about 1 trillion different odors. That's a lot. But even if it's just 1 billion, that's a lot, right?
Yes.
And our language actually helps us to distinguish those. But we can do a lot of things that people didn't think humans could do. Like humans can track odors like dogs can if they're challenged to do so. Noam Sobel's lab, he's at the Weitzman, but when he was at Berkeley, his lab did an experiment testing undergraduates to see if they could track odors on the grass on their hands and knees. And they can do pretty well, even when they don't think they can smell the odor. So it's only been like a couple hundred years that we haven't lived in an environment that required us to pay attention to odors, right? And that's...
What are some things that we used to be required to do that we don't longer do?
You needed your nose to tell if someone was sick, to smell their breath. You needed your nose to tell if food was okay to eat, because you want to smell it before you eat it, right? You don't want to eat it and then find out it's bad. And things like that. I mean, 200 years ago, the world was a really much smellier place than it is now. And if that doesn't convince you, 200 years is not enough time for evolution to change our brains. But if that doesn't convince you, our the international expenditure on fragrances every year is probably in billions of dollars, right?
I love the smell of puppy breath.
Yeah, and babies, right? And babies.
Yes.
Right. But the fragrance industry is one of the most profitable and biggest industries on the planet in terms of consumer goods. And we spend so much money on fragrances for everything. So smell is clearly important to us. And we pay a lot of attention to it. If something doesn't smell right, it's really hard to be around it, right?
Let's talk a little bit about smell memory.
Smell memory is a really interesting thing. So there's this idea that, and this experience that smells seem to evoke sort of better memories than other sensory things, right? Seeing a color or a picture or something doesn't give you the sort of visceral, I'm right back there in the moment kind of feeling that a smell might, like the smell of your childhood home, or some smell that you've grown up with that's so familiar to you. And the thing is, it's not that we're better at remembering those odors, it's that they are more emotional. So the olfactory system is connected, in one synapse, one step from the nose. You go into the olfactory bulb, and then from there, you're right in the amygdala, you're right in the limbic system, the parts of the brain that are really involved in memory and emotion. And so when odors are familiar, we get a really emotional sense of familiar, but we don't always know what they are. right? It's like, oh, I know that odor, and it's just, oh, it's taking me back, and you don't know where it's taking you back to. Yeah, so we don't necessarily remember memories as well with smell, but we remember them more with more emotion.
Always noticed a certain smell. When I smell dill, it reminds me of my grandmother's house because she had a dill garden, and they used to use a lot of dill to make pickles and on fish. So every time I smell dill, my brain goes right back to grandma's house.
Yep.
But
I bet there have been times when you've smelled dill, but in the wrong context, and it's made you feel like something is really familiar, but you can't really identify it.
Yes, that's happened to me before, and I'm pretty sure dill was in the air. It was cooking that was overpowered by others, but that my brain still picked that up, and I still felt like that same feeling there.
Yeah.
So
Very
that's a great
pretzely kind of discussions about why we don't have language for odors. But it turns out that we do if you speak the right language. So Asifa Majid, who's a researcher at York University, has done a lot of cross-cultural work on smell and other sensory words. And what the Jahai people of the Malay Peninsula and other smaller, less industrial cultures that she studied have some of them have rich odor language that are abstract words. And what she found is that they are much better at naming odors than people who speak English, for example.
And they, in their daily lives, perhaps need that for daily life. For
it's part of their culture. It's the way they talk about the world. Like we have a lot of visual words. They have a lot of smell words, just because of that's what they do. And it's part of their, I know it's part of their culture. I don't know if it's part of their religious observance, but it's definitely part of their everyday life to talk about smell. So it's really interesting. And so having, a rich odor language makes you also able to identify odors better, because we really don't do so well identifying odors when they're just, random.
So we may have the receptors, but we just don't have the words. And because we don't have the words, maybe we don't think about it with those distinctions.
Yeah. But if you're trained, right, if you're a perfumer, you are able to tell really fine differences in odors and talk about, odors in great detail. Now, if you don't have the language for it, you have to say a lot more words. I can't just say red. I have to say, like, it's hints of fire engine, but also traffic light. With
a touch of Solo Cup.
Yes.
Leslie, why noses? You jumped into studying noses, and I'm really so shocked by I want to know what led you there. It must have smelled good.
Yeah, it did. It was kind of an accident. I came into graduate school from a kind of bizarre educational background. I went to St. John's College, which is basically deep dive for 4 years into philosophy and mathematics and science and literature, great books, curriculum. And I loved philosophy. I was more of a philosopher than anything. And I walked into this professor's office, and we had a great conversation. And he had bookshelves, basically filled with poetry and philosophy at Walter Freeman and at Berkeley. And we had such a good conversation that I just stayed. And he was working on olfaction, but mostly on brain dynamics. And that's what I work on. And he was really one of the first people to talk about chaotic dynamics in brain activity and brains as self-organizing systems and things like that. And I just found it fascinating. And as I worked more on it, I grew to appreciate olfaction because we don't have any prejudices about odors, except that we think that we're not good at it. But,
what was it like growing up with Larry?
Oh, he was an awesome brother. No, he was very, he and our other brother, Paul, were my big brothers. I have one younger brother, Mike, but
I do too. What a coincidence.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? They protected me you know, from bullies sometimes, but more we played a lot, and we fought a lot too. But we played a lot, and we watched a lot of cartoons until like well into our teenage years. Saturday morning cartoons.
Do you remember a favorite cartoon that you shared?
2 of them, Scooby-Doo and Roadrunner.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How fitting.
Yeah. You know, that was when you could only watch one show, right? You couldn't
Right.
be on your phone watching a different show, so everybody ended up liking the same thing.
And they didn't have picture back then.
And he was the oldest, so we had to watch what he liked. So.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, I liked Scooby and Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And baseball.
And baseball, right. Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be any other way.
Leslie, you know how this show works. We love to do a shelter shout out, a shelter, a rescue organization, animal welfare organization. Who you got?
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to the shelter where we got our dog from, Chopu, from Paws Chicago, and
It's a great one.
they're an awesome organization. And you know, my wife and one of our daughters found the dog, and we're gonna adopt it, and we talked on the phone, and then we had to have the whole family come before they would give us the dog. And I was at work, and our other daughter was in school. I forget why Riley was not in school. And so I canceled a meeting. I said, "Oh, family emergency." And I left to go to Paws up on the north side. And yeah, when we adopted him, he's the best.
Nice. Leslie, at Dog Hugs, we are wrapped in gratitude. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a special someone that you'd like to give us a shout out today on our show?
Well, given that, this is a time of year when one thinks about family, and we got family here, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Larry, but my whole family, my parents, my other brothers, and my wife and my kids. I mean, that's really the most important thing to me in the world, and they give me everything. The rest of it's gravy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Looking forward to sharing some gravy with you over the
Yeah.
Thank you again, Leslie, for that. I hope you all enjoyed sharing a little bit. My sister, who obviously I just love her to death. What's on the nose here, Geraldine?
I said, I love her, and she knows noses.
She knows noses.
Knows
Yeah.
noses.
Yes. So, folks, do we have anybody in the giveaway yet, Charlie? We have 4 people in the giveaway. All right. This is great. Well, you know how
Yes, it
this
is.
works.
It's amazing.
This before, folks. We have tennis balls labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4 going into the wheel-orama.
And where's our trusted Spider?
And Spider, we'll ask him to give us a choice soon. Oh, you're set? Come on, buddy.
Nice. Spider's raring and ready to go. We love that.
Come on up here.
Just like the cattle dog he is. Oh, with his hat. Oh.
Make somebody happy for Christmas. Okay, good boy.
Yes.
Get one. Yep, there you go, buddy. Come on, little elf. There you go. Number
hilarious.
2.
Who's number 2?
Congratulations, number 2.
Oh, Kimberly. Yay.
Kimberly, you won yesterday. We're good. All right, we're drawing again. All right, come on, Spider.
I'll be giving you 2 hours, Kimberly. 1
All right.
puppy hour and 1 training hour. How's that? I think that's a great plan.
Right here. Come on, buddy.
Come on, Spider. Let's grab another number. I think, Kimberly, you text Spider. You have his cell phone number,
good.
and you actually asked
Who's
him.
number one?
Who's our number one?
Number one.
Karen.
Smith.
Karen.
Has Karen Smith won recently? Of course she has. All right.
Of course
All right,
she has.
Karen, you're gonna get some Doggijuana. Congratulations.
Yes, you are. We
Yes.
hope, and we'll answer all your questions, and we thank all of you for your loyalty through our program of giving some awesome stuff away.
Oh, Kimberly sounds good to me. Yeah. Jesse's got and Spider gets special bones. Yes, that's true. Love the hat. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Yes. What else we got here from all you? I think we got everybody in here.
Oh my gosh, so
I've
many
missed
great
you-
comments.
I've missed your comment. I apologize.
Larry, our show is wrapped in gratitude. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
In this our third season of Dog Hugs,
Wow.
is there anyone you'd like to give a special shout out to this
Well,
time?
let's wrap a big hug around. Of course, we always do our great sign off, to our audience, and of course, we're grateful for you. I am grateful for you, Geraldine, that we've been doing this show together for this whole pandemic, and we have such an amazing team. Our newest team members are two video editors who have been helping me, Justin Glowacki and Dylan King. And it was really a pleasure having you along for the ride this year. And then everybody else behind the scenes. Geraldine, do you want to pick it up from there?
Right. Aaron, Charlie, Ashley, Robbie. I mean, the list is endless. We've had our wonderful sponsors, our support team that is behind the scenes, like my husband and like my husband Scott and Jennifer, all these and your parents and all these amazing people who come together and support us through all this fun dog stuff, right? Every single one of you.
True. It is really true. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll give a special shout out to Kimberly. I want the video clip of Beagles and Darlin. You got it. We'll make sure
you got it.
And we'll sneak you a special copy there, Kimberly. And my neighbor Nora, we'll miss seeing you in the show. Have a great holiday season. See you around the block, Nora.
I'll see you soon, Nora. We have our eyes on you.
Yes, very good.
And thank you for
Kimberly
joining us.
also says thank us both for all of our time. Yeah, it's really been such a joy doing the show. Really well said. It was really lovely this season, Geraldine, doing special shows with each of our sponsors. Earlier this week, did a wonderful show with Equus, and we did that great show with 5 Strands, and then of course special show with you. We got a tour of the Doggijuana facility, and in past seasons we got to see Dr. Joe Rately with Yummy Combs. Gosh, it's just really
And the only reason Loving Pets has not come on to have a show with us is they're all a bunch of camera phobes. They just don't like to be in front of the camera, and it's okay. We have no problem with that because we love their products, and we've had fun promoting their wonderful products. But truth be told, some people just are not big fans of being on camera, and that's okay.
Yes.
So we've loved everyone who has come onto the camera with us and shared their stories, and those who have shared their stories with us personally that we've been able to share with you.
Yes. And folks, we really want to give you a special big hug of gratitude this season. And what do we just end it here? We're
okay.
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 Well, next year, where we're going to be doing the show once a month. And January is National Dog Training Month, so we're going to have a very special show on dog training for you and with you, and got special shows lined up for the whole first quarter of the year. All right, here we go. See you next year, folks, because we're grateful
for you.